Hello.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Pretty good, and you?
Not too bad.
I'm trying to find a virtual background that'll work.
Ooh, that one's pretty bad.
Yes, it is. Not quite sure what the problem is here.
I turned off I was having similar issues with this background. I turned off that I had a green screen.
Really?
Yeah. And it looks like it's perfect. Well, nearly perfect.
Now, let me fiddle around a little bit more.
Yeah. So you could still kind of see the green through my.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad.
Well, that is really.
Oh, I wonder if it's because your screen isn't flat.
Well, it was working okay yesterday, so I'm not quite sure. Huh. Boy, that's awful.
And if I click that I have a green screen, say it's just that's kind of bad. You can see all the bric-a-brac and stuff.
Well, I'll leave this on.
Anything new out in California land?
Had a lot of rain recently. Other than that, nothing new.
Yeah.
So far, we've just had rain. We haven't had any consequences of it. Fortunately, we're in an area where it's not we're not subject to any landslides or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
knock wood.
And you need the rain.
Yep, we pretty well caught up with our water requirements.
We are in the in that time of the year that some days it's cold, some days it's warm. Most of the time it's warm during the day and cold at night.
Yeah, they let me see. Well, right now in Milford, it is 61.88. So yeah, pretty comfortable.
It's not it. It's not bad out. When the wind blows, it's a little chilly, but I'll take 60. 60 is good.
Yeah.
And 60 beats 30.
No, Milford, there on top of the hill, it's 61. So
Oh, it's almost 62.
yep, that is true.
Yeah. My can't see it. It says it's 60.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here comes Jim.
Hmm.
And Google says it's 61, so it's somewhere between 60 and 61. And that was updated about 20 minutes ago, so that's probably pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine.
Okay. What's going on that left coast? Without coffee.
What did he say?
What's going on the left coast? Without coffee. I got my coffee.
I don't know. I don't drink coffee, but had some rain recently, but that's good. No major issues where I am.
No smoke. You're good.
Well, we've had enough rain. We're unlikely to have any smoke for a while.
If you want smoke, there's a building on fire in Springboro right now.
Really?
Not your building, is it?
No, it's not my building. No, I just heard the fire call right before the meeting. And they were asking for additional units, so it must actually be on fire.
I did add a book to the book list. Pretty decent book. I got actually a couple of them. I wish I knew where they were. Oh, there they are.
New author or just new book?
A new author too, Dick Francis with his Bone Crack. It's about a horse racing issue. It's pretty good, pretty decent for a horse racing type thing. It's of the British background.
So this is regular horse racing or steeplechasing?
It's regular horse racing, British style. It's a little mafia stirred in, little intimidation, long-term intimidation of a guy by basically like a mafia king.
A godfather.
Yeah, kind of like that. But he's kind of independent. He's not really mafia. He's an independent, just miscreant.
Okay.
Had to look up miscreant. Now I'm more knowledgeable.
was just somebody who doesn't play by the rules.
He plays by the rules that he makes.
His rules.
Yeah. It's a pretty good one. It has some variations. It's not your standard horse racing foolishness. It turns out being a lot of really good guys trying to do what's right and getting in trouble and how to deal with really bad people that are trying to force their way into your life. Let's see, in the news, Tesla's humanoid robot that's an old one. Ryan Reynolds sells Mint Mobile to T-Mobile for $1.35 billion.
Oh,
The Artemis, world's fastest humanoid robot. It has some decent clips in there. Leroy liked that one. And carbon storage and hydrogen. That's Art had alluded to, I think, that one before. That's a decent description of what could go on.
Well, there's probably more research going on new battery concepts right now than there has been any time in history.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in the 70s, my soon-to-be ex-wife, at that time she was my soon-to-be ex-wife, got me a lawn clipper. This is the this is before the fish line things. This was a conventional clipper where you would normally squeeze it with your hand, but this was
Yep.
discharge them all away and start to charge up. That set the new bottom. So gradually, what happened is that the bottom came up, as it got closer to the top, the less it would store. And so it was a real pain. The advent of the lithium ions, which I guess came along in the late 80s, early 90s, really changed the world of battery operated tools. Now I wouldn't consider owning an electric drill or an electric saw or whatever that was corded, because you know, you were always looking for an outlet or an extension cord or whatever was really inconvenient. Whereas an electric drill with a lithium ion battery in it is great. And what the tradesmen did is they would have half a dozen of these batteries and they'd come to a site where they're going to work. And as they set up, they'd plug a couple of these batteries into a charger so that it was like having spare ammunition. If your battery went low, you just snapped one out, threw a spare into your drill, and put the other one on the charger, and it was great. Yeah. And I don't think any tradesman uses plug-in tools anymore. Even the rotary saws are all battery operated. So
the new cordless power tools, they've been designed to all use the same battery.
Yeah,
like DeWalt has made them all take the same battery. And
yeah, that was
Milwaukee,
a pain in the beginning. You had to have a different battery for each tool, and that it's kind of like laptops.
Yep.
Laptop batteries. And laptop batteries to some degree still are. I think if you get a Lenovo or an HP, or I don't know about the Apple stuff, they tend to have interchangeable batteries now, but for the first 10, 15 years of laptops,
Well,
you had to,
that's how, yeah, that's how cordless drills were.
oh yeah,
You had to buy a separate battery for each device.
yeah.
And somebody finally got smart and said, hey, why can't they all use the same 18-volt battery?
Yeah, well, the other thing is that it simplified things on the battery manufacturing side too. So, otherwise they had to maintain inventory of 50 different batteries in order to satisfy the customer base. And that makes no sense whatsoever.
And have 50 different chargers. And
yeah. I got to figure out what's going wrong with my green screen there. I got the new green screen. I got it. Took it to the seamstress, got it trimmed, got it hemmed and so forth and so on. Now I got to figure out how to weight it down so it hangs smooth. But it's funny, the other day it was working just fine. All of a sudden it stopped. I don't know, maybe I've got the camera at some strange angle.
There, that's better. Well, that was better.
Well, okay. Well,
you have to hold your hand like that the rest of the meeting.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that.
I think it's because
no leaning back in the chair.
Yeah, I think
it's because the it's not real smooth. So it's seeing some weird shadows.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
that's the worst thing that happens today. I'll be fortunate. So
with the weird shadows.
So I assume your hummingbirds aren't back there yet, right, Jim?
I haven't seen any. A little bit early. It needs to be a little bit warmer than this.
Do they actually migrate south, or they just hibernate, or what?
They migrate. Yeah, they. You can tell my sister down in Baton Rouge. They may be getting near hummingbirds. Probably not, but it's. Yeah, they have a much longer season than we do. Some birds don't. And that's right. Some birds, but I think the hummingbirds do, because they got to have something to eat. And when the flowers go away, they're done. They gotta go. Hey, like my cat, there's no food, no cat.
Well, one thing I noticed there in Milford is we have robins around in the middle of the winter.
Yeah, the robins will over. If they have enough food, they will over. Yeah. I've noticed a few around the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of robins. There's a robin building a nest in one of the trees out here. And I'm like, isn't it a little early for you? Go away.
They love the worms. Oh yeah, if you got worms, you got plenty of worms for them. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Well, with all the rain, I suspect there's a lot of worms coming up out of the grass.
Yeah.
They are definitely carnivores, though. I don't think they eat any seeds at all. When I put food in one of the feeders out, they don't get much into the feeder at all. I don't think I've ever seen one on the feeder, but we've got a ton of mourning doves around here,
Oh, yeah.
and man, they get in. They love to go feed up in the feeder, then come on my deck and anoint it with whitewash, so to speak. It's
Yeah.
really annoying.
We refer to them as pigeons.
Well, these are not pigeons. These are doves.
Oh, we got them too.
Doves.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, those are mourning doves. Pigeons are a
Rats with
whole,
wings.
yes, yeah, that's pretty much the case.
They leave similar signatures around here.
Yes, I'm sure they do. They see a lot of them in the city. If you go into New York or
Yeah.
LA or whatever, you see a lot of pigeons.
Yeah.
And I think they're omnivores. I think they'll eat anything that's not going to eat them.
Yeah. They're scavengers. They'll eat whatever they can get their hands on their grips on.
I got the pleasure of seeing a red-tailed hawk yank one of our quote unquote mourning doves off one of the power lines around here. Almost as good as seeing a pigeon snatched off the line.
Yeah, we've got typically one or two of them will be around our place there, and they're amazingly fast. I mean, they will swoop in and pick off, what looks fat and juicy, so to speak.
Oh yeah, we see them regularly, see them with snakes. Yeah.
I haven't seen any with snakes there, but they will pick off the birds, all the birds. But the other thing that they pick off is in the spring when all the little bunnies hatch out.
Oh yeah.
They'll grab them.
Seeing them carry field mice
Yeah.
and
They love
whatever they can get their grubby little mitts on, they'll haul off.
But they're definitely carnivores. I don't think they eat any berries or seeds or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, well, they're scavengers. I think if there was no other food source, they would find something else to eat, but
I don't
they
know.
prefer meat.
I don't know. Hawks, they're
Yeah, they're aggressive too. You don't want to mess with those things.
yeah.
one of our trail cams last year, we caught a baby eagle hopping around. That's
On the ground.
Yeah. His youngster, he's hopping around, probably looking for mice. We think they're nesting around there somewhere. They come and go.
Yeah.
There we have a few we know near the river, the Miami River over there. There's some that nest in that area, so they're nearby.
So how close to the river are you there?
About 5 or 6 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, they're over at the Middletown Airport. There's a few that nest over there. Big suckers. They fly around and they pull all kinds of stuff out of that field.
Yeah, you don't want to run into those with a Piper Cub, that's for sure.
Nope. That's where they're hanging out at, though.
Well, there may be a fair amount of thermals in that area.
Yeah.
The turkey buzzards really love any place where there's thermals. They ride those thermals all day long.
Yeah. I think it's an eagle, but it could be a hawk over there at the airport. And that guy, he's huge. I wouldn't want to mess with it. I mean, but he's the one that I saw carrying small animals. He swooped down and picked them up and flew off. I'm like, okay.
Have a good lunch.
Yeah.
So Mint.
I saw
been sold
him.
out.
Huh?
Yeah. Somebody had a drone over at Smith Park, and that hawk or eagle or whatever it was really got annoyed with that drone and took that drone, slammed it to the ground. I was like, okay. Yep. It apparently had gotten too close to something that thing didn't want it to be close to.
Well, I'm going to have to spend some time on figuring out what's with the green screen. I may have to put some weights on the bottom of it. Right now, it's just hanging under its own weight, and that may not be good enough. Also, the illumination makes a difference. I noticed if I shut off the lights in the room, the whatever I got on the green screen just goes away.
So you got any money in SVB?
Say again?
You got any money in SVB, the bank?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nope. Mine is in UBS for the most part. I've got a little in the B of A, which is the bank that we use to operate out of. But most of my funds are in UBS. That's our brokerage house and banking facility and so forth. And I've got a small amount in Chase, and we ended up with an account in Chase because I had a Chase credit card, and I'd have to have Barbara explain how that happened. I don't know. A few years ago, we had money spread around, 10, 12 years ago, we had money spread around a whole ton of different banks. And when we went to UBS, we consolidated a whole bunch of them. The last one we consolidated a couple of years ago was Citibank. I don't think they have Citi out there. They have Bank of America, which is convenient for us because that's where we operate out of for groceries and so forth and so on. But and they've started having they have some full-size B of A's there in the Milford area, but they've also got a bunch of these mini banks that they have a storefront, and you go inside using your credit card, and then they'll have 2 or 3 electronic tellers there, but they don't have any people. They're completely automated.
Self-serve.
It's completely self-serve. You don't, if you want to talk to a person, you have to go to one of the regular bank branches. But they're convenient. They're all over the place. And they started putting those in Ohio, I don't know, since we bought the house in 16. So I guess it was, well, I think of things in terms of pre-COVID and post-COVID, or pre-COVID and during COVID, or however you want to look at it. And this was pre-COVID that they started putting them in. And I saw one of these things in one of the local shopping centers. I said, boy, look, you can make deposits and withdrawals in the machine there. And Barbara said, oh, well, I'll try that. So she did. We got a few checks every month that come to us directly, so we have to deposit those physically. Most stuff, I think, gets put in automatically, direct transfer. But
And Kenny's got the one that where you can do it online, take a picture with your camera and deposit it.
I can do that with my UBS account.
Yeah.
I think you can do that with most of them now. If you set up the account that way, you got to set up the account that way. You can't just do it at random. But the UBS stuff, we can all deposit that way. But I tend to, the checks that I get directly, I tend to take to the UBS anyway. You know, it becomes a point in your life where you have a limited amount of social life, so to speak. All your friends are either dead or disabled or whatever. And so going to the bank and going to the post office become the 2 highlights. I have been to the post office in Milford there more frequently than I have been to any post office in my entire life prior to moving to Milford. But well, of course, we have a post office box there also for things that we have to transfer back and forth. And they still deliver. Some people still have our street address, and they deliver to the post office box at the street. And then my daughter goes over there a couple of weeks ago, and it comes in. She said the post office, the postal box by the street was full to the roof. She said I don't know if they'd stopped stuffing stuff in there or whatever, but she said it was packed. And I thought I'd arranged for one of the kids in the neighborhood to pick the stuff up and either forward it or just hang on to it or dump it if it's junk. But apparently he's retired. I think he's about 8 years old, but he's retired from the service that we had set up with him. So
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the sad part about using the bank as your social life is the banks are trying to get rid of tellers. You're not going to talk to anybody.
Well,
a machine.
I really I don't particularly care to talk to a bank teller, but the point is that you tend to, as you get older and retired and have limited daily interaction and so forth. And you tend to substitute these
Thanks.
other things. So what is that?
Yeah.
What is that you're mentioning on there, Leroy? It looks like pepperoni.
That is exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I just finished a bowl of pepperoni.
So pepperoni without pizza. I don't know.
So 20 years ago, not quite. When me and Patty both worked at Donato's Pizza, I used to just throw pepperoni on a piece of aluminum foil and put cheese over top of it. Run it about halfway through the oven and eat it like that. And it was great. It was pizza without crust, basically.
That's a real thin crust pizza.
The thinnest you're going to get.
So you worked at Zanato's?
Donato's, yeah. And I've worked at Domino's. I worked at Papa John's. I worked at Donato's. I worked at Pizza Hut for a little while. I worked at them all, but I was like 20-ish, and I was able to actually run around and do stuff. So, but
I haven't seen a Papa John's out there. There's a Zanato's, a couple of Zanato's within shouting distance of us here.
Yeah. Papa John's they're pretty much all over the place. I don't really care for their pizza. I think their
They're
pizza's
the
too
bottom of the
sweet.
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like their
Kelsey,
cheese bread, but I don't like their pizza.
Yeah.
We went to Casano's today, me and Patty did, and it was one of the best Casano's pizzas we've had in a long time.
Casano,
I don't really
never heard of that. Casano's?
Vic Casano. Yeah. It's mostly an Ohio brand. There are a couple. It's Casano's Pizza King, and there are a couple in Indiana, and I think there's a few in northern Kentucky, but it's mostly an Ohio thing.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad.
How do you spell that?
C-A.
It is with a C.
S. Yeah, Casano's. Let's see. Okay.
What about Costco's pizza?
C-A-S-S. That might be how you spell it. I put it in the chat. Cassanos. Does that sound right, Jim?
What?
Yeah.
Cassanos. Well, that's definitely an Italian spelling.
They started in Dayton, and it was started by Vic Cassano and his brother, and Mama Cassano had a pizza oven in her kitchen, and for Halloween they used to let kids come in and sit at the family table and get slices of pizza.
Okay.
When
was this?
Oh, that was well before my time. That was 50s, 60s. And They franchised, but it's mostly an Ohio thing.
Hmm.
It's the thin pizza, cracker crust. You
Yeah.
know, so Ohio style. I guess that's what you call it.
Okay. I didn't realize
It-
there was an Ohio style, but
Yeah, we have a style of pizza.
okay.
It's here, Ohio style pizza. Donato's makes Ohio style pizza. Let's see, how do I do this? Casano's is basically Ohio style pizza. With a real thin crust and toppings pretty much edge to edge.
That's a lot of pepperoni.
That's a lot of pepperoni. I like it better when it's all sausage, but I like pepperonis. I would eat that pizza all day long. And when it's cooked like that, you get the nice crispy.
Well, that
Yeah,
Costco looks like that's a little thicker crust.
It's an 18-inch. That's a little bigger than usual, isn't it, Leroy?
yeah, but that's more like a hand toss style. Ohio style is that real thin cracker crust.
So
And
did you toss the pizzas or what?
when I worked at Domino's, yeah, I did. I can probably still do that.
So this was. So you were a cook in these pizza places.
I was mainly a driver. When I worked at Domino's, I was a manager. So yeah, I worked inside mostly. But
I toss
at least when I
pizzas too.
do what?
I toss pizzas too, but usually it's after I've eaten them.
Uh,
When I when I worked for Domino's, everybody that they hired, it didn't matter what your job was, you were classified as a driver.
oh,
So
okay.
technically I was a manager driver or a driver manager. Because they classified everybody as a driver because that was back when they still had the 30-minute guarantee, and you might have to go and deliver pizzas after you sat there and made them. Because they didn't want to give pizzas away for free.
Hey, Vicente.
Hey, hi.
Vicente's in his secret lab workshop.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm still there.
I'm in outer space
Oh, yeah.
on some alien planet.
How is the weather there? Cold?
It's about 60 degrees. It's nice, but the wind's blowing all the dust around. So
Okay.
got to wear the
So-
thermal suits.
So what's up, Vicente?
Oh, nothing. Just finally, I have my Bluetooth link working. My robot with Bluetooth.
He disappeared.
Yeah.
Let me try to. Let me remove the background somewhere. My background. No, this is blue my background. Just a second, choose virtual background, none. There. Okay. So you see this is the M5 stamp
Yeah, yeah.
with a double side tape over the ESP32 that is in the board.
Yeah.
So if you turn on the board, the blue LED means that you are connected by Bluetooth. Here. So now you can use your computer to make software and load it immediately in the robot. So
Okay.
finally it's working.
So how far away will that work now?
I didn't try it. I just use it around in the floor. Maybe this is the next thing is to go outside and try to control the robot. So because the robot is controlled by another microcontroller in the board, when you start the motors, if you don't send an order to stop, the robot will continue all the way running. So when you stop your program in Python, the main board of the robot continue running the motors or doing whatever, showing the LEDs or whatever. So you need to use a shutdown routine. When you stop your program, just tell the board that stop everything and turn off everything to really stop the robot.
Yeah.
So
But
you're using BLE or you're using Bluetooth 2?
no, Bluetooth classic Bluetooth. With the LE doesn't work because LE used to rest all the time and
Right.
spend a little bit to turn on and to send anything, you know. In these labs, you lose your connection with the program. So you need to be online all the time. You need the classic Bluetooth running.
So the maximum range for that, according to Nordax semiconductor, is 100 meters, but I seriously doubt you get 100 meters.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
with half of that is more than enough for working around with your laptop, you know.
Right. Yeah, it says that the maximum range is 100 meters. So that probably means under ideal conditions.
Yeah.
So
And no interfering walls or anything like that.
right. Ideal conditions.
Another thing I was doing was to make a routine that is checking all the time the serial connection, and is asking if there is a new command, just to send commands inside the running program. So I can say run, stop, turn right, turn left, change values, parameters, whatever, but while the robot is running, you know. And I just finished doing that. It's working pretty well. It just, I put like a command line in the shell of the IDE, and I can write commands and values and whatever, and the robot is using them in the program. And to stop everything, you just press Control C, and the program exit and turn off everything in the main board of the robot. So
what happens when you're typing in the command line and you make a typo?
now nothing, just I need to check if the command is in the list of commands. I need to check if the new value for a variable is in the range of legal values. And if not, I just put a message in the terminal, value out of range, or I don't understand this command or whatever. You can just exchange like in a normal terminal information.
So it just ignores invalid commands.
Now I just make a program that you put a name, an equal sign, and a value. And I print back a command equal the name, value equal the value, to be sure that I am just splitting correctly the string and identifying the command and identifying the value. But that's all now.
Mm-hmm.
I will make some LID commands to change the frequency, to change the intensity on running, and to check that everything is working okay. But looks like it will work without problem.
Good.
So now I want to make several copies of this board with the module, because I have three robots with the same connector, microbit connector. But I'll be using the ESP32 instead of the microbit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Now I can start playing with the robot with a nice tool, just interacting. And the battery, this battery lasts for 6 hours with the lights on, but I didn't check with the motors on, you know. Maybe it will be an hour or so. If you are running all the time, you drain the battery faster.
Just one battery?
Just one battery, yeah.
Okay.
But I think the concept can be used. Let me look for something.
So what you got, Leroy?
Well, you can't really see it, but it's a little tiny Batman on my display.
Oh. Well, we can't see anything with the green screen.
The green screen's causing problems.
Here I have the original, the concept. I presented this in the last meeting, or 2 meetings ago, 2 weeks ago. What's that? This is a
Can't really, it's
M5.
Batman. Yeah,
I don't see.
can't really tell what it's saying, or it's too bright. It's too bright. Batman.
I just changed this board for the M5 stamp. That is this tiny plastic thing here with a 3D antenna. But when it's resting, the Bluetooth link, the resting is 85 milliamps, and transmitting is 157 or so. So it is using power all the time, you know. So that's why I let it running for 6 hours to check how long will be the both microcontroller running. And Bluetooth is the one that consumes more power, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But with this battery is okay for several hours.
It should last a while.
So the battery is that yellow,
Yellow, yeah,
tube?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
now
that's what that's a polymer battery or what?
it's a lithium ion, I think. It's a standard thing. I don't remember the name, the number 1886 or I don't remember the.
That one's smaller than that. That's the 13 something, isn't it? Isn't that
No,
more like the
no, but
the
this is
double A size?
This is more than AA.
Okay,
It's bigger. It's the
Looks bigger in diameter.
18650.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I am using half
I-
of it in another robot.
I thought the Marqueens took the smaller battery, but
Here's the other battery is this size. Look at the difference.
okay.
It's almost half the size.
Yeah, it looks like it's quite a bit shorter.
Yeah. This is the same controller, but without the Bluetooth link. You see, I stick the Bluetooth in this area, the Bluetooth module.
How's the heat? Does it get warm?
No, I didn't check that, but I still have another 5 stamp. See,
Mm-hmm.
this is the M5 stamp with the 3D antenna. Maybe I will put this in the other robot here. The idea is that the antenna will be a little far from the other antenna. Let's see. There.
Uh-huh.
I am replacing this this board for the module in the same concept. I bought a new Bluetooth for the desktop computer. I bought a new dongle Bluetooth 5.0 because I have a dongle from like 10 years ago. I didn't work in this Bluetooth boards, so I use a new one and everything is okay now. It's a tiny Bluetooth dongle, you see.
Okay.
It's connected in the desktop computer. Now I am this is my laptop. The image is inverted or what? The desktop is over there. This is Leroy.
Ah,
That's scary stuff. Right.
Infinite. Well, I have a problem with this camera. My desktop computer stopped working with camera devices. Actually, in the device list disappeared the camera section. And I tried to upload the driver again from Microsoft, but Microsoft don't support Windows 7 anymore. So there is no way to correct the problem with the camera. I tried all kind of drivers from internet, and my desktop is now without camera. No way how to use a camera in the desktop.
So,
I am in the laptop now.
so you're still using Windows 7 because?
Yeah, no, well, I have all programs running in Windows 7. I mean, I have hundreds of applications running in my computer, you know,
Ah,
hundreds of tools. So changing the operating system means to reinstall everything, and will be a pain, really a pain.
and
I-
sooner or later, you're going to have to do it because
Yes,
sooner or later.
I am on it. Let me show you.
Vicente was still running Windows XP a couple years ago, so
was that right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Drivers. Yeah.
I will install a new solid state disk in the desktop, and will install Windows 11. So I will save the other disk, the original drive. If anything goes wrong, I can just swap back to the operating system, the 7. But
So
No,
you
I-
have a dual boot, Windows 10 and Windows 7? Or
no,
Windows
I don't think so. I just will remove Windows 7. And
Oh, so it's not dual boot then.
no. I don't think the drivers and everything will be a problem. I don't know. I think Windows 11 will change the ROM of the system. Will update the ROM. So maybe won't work back with the
So you
old software.
can't do dual boot with
I
Windows.
don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I can try to just change the boot disk at the beginning and use two different computers in the same chassis. Maybe possible.
you should be able to dual boot Windows 11 and Windows 7, but you've got to jump through some hoops to do it.
But maybe you need to reset and change the booting disk or so on, right?
Yeah, you should
It
be able,
can.
it may or may not be worth it.
I just made a backup of everything, and sooner or later I will wait until my taxes, and then I will change everything to Windows 11. Actually, this laptop was Windows 10, and just upgrade, just pressing a button, and it upgrade everything to Windows 11. Now it's Windows 11. It's almost like Windows
But
10.
it doesn't upgrade the drivers though.
I don't know. But anyway, Microsoft support both operating systems, so they know how to jump from one to another one. But Windows 7 is out, no support at all. you cannot download anything from Microsoft for Windows 7. That was mean don't support. They don't give you anything.
Well,
You want to look
it's
for
time to switch to switch
Yeah.
to Linux.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wasn't gonna say that.
this machine runs Linux because my son was working on Linux on it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's I think it's an icon here. It's Ubuntu.
Yep.
This one.
Yeah, you're running Linux for Windows or the Linux subsystem or whatever
I don't know.
they want to call that. Yeah.
Oh, so this is not really dual boot. This is actually some kind of Windows.
He's using the Linux subsystem that Microsoft designed for Windows 10 and 11. It's a virtual machine running inside of Windows. And
Okay.
it's actually pretty slick how they did it. You can get to a bash prompt and interact completely with the disks and everything without too much problem. And of course, bash is more powerful than even PowerShell, so you could do some interesting stuff with it. But I don't know. I don't know if they've changed it, because the last I used it, it was pretty much a command prompt. And have they added like the desktop to it now and everything? Can you get to an Ubuntu desktop? Vicente?
Excuse me. I'm doing something here. Just a second. I was distracted trying to make the next presentation. Now, yes. Sorry.
So when you click on that icon, do you get the Ubuntu desktop?
I don't know. I don't even try to touch it.
Okay.
Not now, please.
He's just not ready for it.
Well, once you push that button, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, you don't have to push the button. No, Microsoft took the laptop I got, and I went to Windows 11 overnight. Poof.
What? Okay.
This new machine that I bought not too long ago had Windows 11, and that was kind of a pain to get rid of. But I got rid of it. Now I'm running just Linux on it. It will do boot. I probably gave Windows too much credit. I left it on there, but I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have just got rid of it. I haven't booted into Windows since I bought the machines.
Well, you don't have room for a second drive, right?
Me?
Here, I don't know.
In your laptop.
I don't know. I didn't open it, but you can change the drive for 2 terabytes or whatever in the same space. You can change the driver, the drive. Now I think you can have in the same size 4 terabytes.
Mm-hmm.
The same solid state disk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you want to pay for a 4 terabyte solid state drive?
Yes.
no.
Well, how much is the 1 terabyte?
I think this one costs like $70, 70, 80. And the Windows is 150. So I will have a new machine for 200 something.
Yeah, you can get a 1 terabyte SATA 3 drive for $65.
Okay.
You could get it one even cheaper than that if you go with a NAND flash or no, NAND flash is about the cheapest. Yeah, so about $70 for a 1 terabyte.
Okay.
That's from Micro Center.
What brand?
Samsung.
Samsung. The same,
Yeah.
same one. But they have a couple of different models, right?
Yeah, there's a,
This is
I mean, you could get the generic, the Inland brand for $60.
I don't know, my image is inverted. I did something with my video setting, mirror. No, I don't want mirror. Okay. Now you see the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the same one Micro Center selling for $65.
Okay. I pay a little bit more in Amazon.
Always check Micro Center.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Well, this
You
was
can-
a month ago. I don't remember.
Windows 11 at Micro Center. Oh yeah. Is that the home edition?
And in a
Yeah.
pen drive.
Windows 11 is home edition is 120,
Wow, it's cheaper.
but the professional edition is flipping expensive. So
No, I am using the home
Well, the
edition.
professional disc, the last time I bought the pro version, it was about $149, something like that.
yeah, it's $200 according to Micro Center.
Really? Hmm.
I
Well,
was
it says-
checking the advantage, and it's mostly safety, data safety, data access, and this is kind of
Yeah.
stuff I don't worry about it. So I didn't pay the difference.
Yeah, if you're going to buy computer parts or whatever, always check Micro Center first, especially since you live so close to it.
Yeah.
And if I mean, they don't always have the best deals, but they usually have some pretty decent deals. And I usually check, especially like for external hard drives. Best Buy seems to have better deals on those. I don't know if they're taking a loss leader on them just to get people in the door, or if they're actually a better deal. But I could buy, I think when I checked, the 16 terabyte hard drive at Micro Center was $250, and at Best Buy it was $225.
Well, those
So-
aren't SSDs though, right? Those are
No, they're spinning spinning
disks.
externals. Yeah. But 16 terabytes. So,
Wow, this is a lot.
yeah. So those are the two places I usually check first. And then if I can't find them cheap, then I'll go online and start looking for them.
Well,
Since
Nipix frequently
since-
has some pretty good deals.
16 terabytes,
what?
they use only USB power, or you need additional power to spin that?
The external drive that I was looking at came with a 12-volt power supply. So
Okay, yeah, because
yeah,
okay,
yeah, I don't have one sitting around. It's, it's a full size drive, and it's a spinning drive. So
And so you cannot run it off just of USB current then.
no, don't think I would want to. I mean, not that, not one that big. I can run this little 1 terabyte runs just fine off the USB current, but
mhm.
it was designed to do that. Doesn't even have external power anywhere. Those full size drives are, they're full size drives. They require some power.
Yeah.
I've got, let's see. That is a 2 terabyte. I can't find its stupid power cord now, but its power cord it was a splitter. It had the SATA connector on it, and then it had 2 USB. So you had to plug it into 2 USB ports to get it power.
Okay.
So it required more power. And I can't find the freaking cord for it, so it doesn't work now.
What is that, a WD?
Yeah. Yeah, I just got to get on eBay and find somebody that's got a broken one and selling
WD is because Western Digital.
Yeah.
Western Digital. Yeah.
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 So Leroy, what happened to Mint?
Yes. I don't know what happened to it.
It no longer exists.
What's that?
Mint,
Linux Mint?
the cell
Oh,
phone.
Mint Mobile?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Who
I gotta
bought it?
read that.
Well,
I gotta read that thing that Jim sent us. See what's up with that. What's going on with it, Kenny?
no longer goes. They've been bought out.
Are we
T-Mobile.
going to be in trouble?
T-Mobile bought it. Yeah.
T-Mobile bought them.
Okay.
And they sent me a little message that says, your monthly charge won't change.
Okay.
For a while.
What?
Whoa, I'm grandfathered. I'm a dinosaur.
So they won't respect the agreements with the customers? Previous agreement?
They are. They are.
Okay.
Their website is still advertising $15 a month. So,
And that's what it said in the email. It said it would be $15 a month. And my contract is up in May. So we'll see.
But I think Reynolds still have stocks from this company. He keep ownership of some part of the company after the deal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm not sure. He also sold the gin liquor, American gin. I don't remember the name of the liquor that he owns. He also sold the company to a big distributor but he kept some stocks of the company still.
Hmm.
Was part of the deal.
So Art, do you have any money in that bank that kind of folded up?
Nope, none whatsoever. More of an institutional bank. It's not your corner banking bank.
Personal banking.
Raised a lot of problems in the financial markets. I know that,
Yeah, it did.
but it didn't. So far, I don't think it affected my portfolio. If it did, my broker will let me know.
He won't tell you.
No, no, he knows better than that. He's smart enough to stay my broker for 12 years now. I think he's smart enough to keep me informed.
Hmm.
But there wasn't any of that stock in my portfolio.
Hmm.
It was, they did a lot of funding of VCs. I know that. You know, Sand Hill Road was stirred up for a while.
Ohio Teachers Retirement Fund takes massive hit in Silicon Valley Bank collapse.
Yep.
The teachers retirement. Huh.
Mhm.
But the president guaranteed nobody would lose their money.
Ohio Public Pension too. Millions.
Well, the point is that FDIC is going to guarantee above the $250 million that they normally, $250 million that they normally guarantee. So these big institutional funds aren't going to be out any money.
My nephew works for a brokerage firm, and he says they're having a fire sale. They're selling all kinds of bonds at, the pennies on the dollar. And they're, the regulators are trying to get rid of all the assets. And he says it's quite aggressive. Oh, well.
I still have 3 months on my plan. According to them. It looks like I could still auto renew for the $15 a month though.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I knew that Mint was a MVNO or whatever they call that of T-Mobile. I knew their backbone was T-Mobile, but I wasn't expecting him to sell it to T-Mobile.
I had heard they were trying to sell it.
Wow.
So what would
Yeah.
be the advantage of selling it?
Money.
Well, you
Starting up a small bank, tons of startups of small banks and just to be bought out.
Hmm.
The assumption is that you're gonna get more than book value for it when you sell it.
Somebody
That would
had to
be my
do,
plan.
somebody had to do a due diligence on that, on their income stream to say there could be a profit here. Somebody did.
Well,
See,
I
something.
don't know with T-Mobile being the backbone provider anyway. I don't know what the advantage would be for T-Mobile to buy it. Increase their customer base, I guess.
Yeah,
But they got a steady stream of income, why would you fool with that?
Well,
Well,
T-Mobile is getting involved in the home internet too.
See, there might be some advantage to becoming a T-Mobile customer for the home internet. Sorry, Vicente. Go ahead,
Yeah.
show us your demo.
No, I just experimenting with the screens. I don't know if you can see the code at the same time that the video.
Yeah, I
I
saw the
expect-
video and the code. Yeah,
Just experimenting. Don't worry. Continue.
we're just you know we're just speculating why they sold it in the first place. But
to make money.
if we
They saw something coming. I
yeah,
don't know. That's
well,
the,
from a customer standpoint, well, see if they
Makes-
sold it
makes
to
no
Verizon.
difference.
Yeah, from my standpoint, as long as I'm paying $15 a month, I don't care. Because the backbone was always T-Mobile. So
yeah. The same backbone.
yeah.
Yeah, the same thing happened when they bought Sprint.
Yeah.
But T-Mobile guarantees your rate, okay, is frozen. So you go with T-Mobile, that's one of their selling points is we'll freeze your rate. Okay. That's, that is their big catch.
Nice.
Well, that's from a customer standpoint, that might be an advantage. Their internet, their home internet, if you're one of their customers, they guarantee that it's frozen at the $50 a month or whatever it was. So that might actually be beneficial to us. I'm not real sure how it helps T-Mobile.
Well, it just expands their customer base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will sell another products and stuff, and in the long run.
Well, I suppose if another larger company comes along and goes, oh, look, T-Mobile has, they just added another 3 million customers. I suppose that's
Now,
a bit of,
on the other hand, you are hypothesizing a bigger company than T-Mobile. So
wanting to buy T-Mobile.
yes, I'm not sure.
Crazy.
Not sure that exists.
Verizon, but I don't know if Verizon would want to buy T-Mobile. They're
So what is the relative customer base between T-Mobile and Verizon? I thought they were pretty close to the same.
Well, that was my understanding was they are directly competing with each other. So
And the coverage is the same. I mean, they
Pretty
cover
much.
the same area.
pretty much. Actually, T-Mobile coverage has gotten a little bit better recently for me. Last year when I picked up Thea from school, there was very little coverage. I would get a signal every now and then, and this year it never fails. I get a signal every single time. So something has changed. They've gotten a little bit better. So I don't find too many dead spots anymore. Anyway, so no matter where I go.
There is a dead spot right out of Middletown. And every time I go up there, it's just right where that lady got killed this
Mhm.
weekend. It's right there.
You're right. Yep. Yep.
Otherwise, go down the road 2 miles and it comes back. Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
it's at.
That's like her school. Pull into the parking lot and the phone just dies. But I move forward 12 feet and I get a signal again. I'm like, okay, it's a weird dead zone right there.
It is.
Yeah. And you're doing all this wirelessly, Vicente?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Is that
Cool.
casino night?
It's his disco ball.
Oh, okay.
It's his teeny tiny disco ball.
It's wireless. And now I can press Control C in my program. And
Yeah.
it stops, because I have an interrupt, an exception interruption that check the Control C command, and I execute the code to turn off all the neopixels. Because if you stop a program without turn off the neopixels, they keep their state, they
Mhm.
will be on all the time or whatever. I don't know if I share the screen, I think that the aspect of the screen is weird. How you see the screen? You see?
It looks just fine to me.
You see my mouse?
Yeah.
I will
Yep.
press ROM. Okay, the program is running. Okay, two loops in one direction, in the other direction, with a delay between pixels of 100 milliseconds. And there is an interruption and exception that catch Control C and will clear the neopixel ring clear. And I will print stop here. So I go to this area, I press Control C. So you see the stop message,
Mm-hmm.
and the ring is off, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I don't know. You see this screen with my face is too small, right?
No,
We can see you.
we can see you.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Right throughout.
I press run here, and I this is low intensity purple. These
Yeah.
values can be 255 each. So I use small values to keep the intensity low between each change. There is 100 milliseconds.
It's circling one way and comes back to the other way.
Yes,
It doesn't make a full circle. It makes,
No,
No.
but this is on purpose. I have a loop here to go from the 15 neopixel to the 0 neopixel. And there is another loop to go from 0 to 15. But you can go around all the time. You can just comment all this. Just a second. I just can comment this Okay, stop. Control C here.
Yeah, you need to put a NE 555 watchdog timer on your processor.
And now
If you don't send a pulse to it every 100 milliseconds, it just turns everything off. It's easy to do with a 555 and a 2N2222.
There he
Now it's
goes.
going- there it goes.
I am doing the same loop all the time here.
Yeah,
This is commented. See?
And you could speed it up. You
Yeah,
could change your
you
100
can change
to
the 100 here. Just let me change
50 or
25, for example.
yeah.
I will stop the program here. I can use Control C or stop and then save the program and run it again. See?
There it goes.
there it
Mhm.
goes.
So,
The spinning wheel.
It's
Yeah.
gone wild. It's gone crazy.
well, the idea is you can develop a robot just changing parameters in your program, and instantly you see the effect of your changes. That's my idea.
Yeah,
with the-
That
with
that
using
happens really
Python.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am using one hand and holding this with the other one, so it's not easy, but this is the idea.
Cool.
I can stop using Control C. You see,
Yeah.
stop and
Done.
using Control C, you execute this part of the program. Using stop, you stop the program anywhere it is. So with a stop, sometimes you will keep one light on, 1 megapixel on. So it's better to use this procedure to stop your program. The idea is to use this procedure to stop the motors in the robot. If not, they will continue running after your stop.
Use the
Is there
use the NE 555 to turn it off, to kill it, and then have a first scan trap to start it again. Yeah.
Well, this is.
isn't there a Python isn't there a code in Python that if you an exception for if you hit the stop button
Exactly.
to do the same thing?
Yes. You are running a program, a loop, but inside a try instruction, try this until there is something happen. And this try is checking if there is an interruption, a key or whatever. Stop the program and go to your keyboard interrupt program and do whatever you want before stop the program. So this is it. Going slow, but going in the good direction. I am planning to do the same with this tiny, cute boat. The main difference between this and the other robot is the McQueen has encoders. You see in the close to the motor, I don't know, see, there is a magnet and there is a couple of Hall effect sensors in the main board detecting the position of the magnets, a couple of magnets here. See. And this other robot costs half the price and doesn't have the encoders.
So what makes the other one so much more expensive? Is that the Hall effect devices or what?
Well, they have the battery and the charger. You see, they have a lot more stuff on it. They have battery, charger, LED indicators, several line sensors on there.
Okay, I got it.
It's
So it's a more complex robot.
A bigger board in general. This is the microcontroller that I don't know if it's focused or not. Microcontroller
Yeah.
is here. The board.
Hmm.
There is it. Close to the battery. There is a microcontroller. This microcontroller runs all the motor commands, the PWM for the motors and all kind of stuff. Also, all the hardware is I2C access. You can control the front LEDs using I2C commands.
Oh,
You can read the line sensors. You can read them digital or analogical. And all of them are I2C address, you know. So
yeah, the DF robot is more advanced. It's an advanced robot. It's more expandable too.
yeah, they sell a lot of stuff to screw. They have screws in the main board to put. Well, they use how is the name of the camera? Lens, something lens.
Husky lens.
Husky lens. So
Yeah.
you can adapt vision stuff to identify. I don't know. They identify April tags and face and lines and objects.
Mm-hmm.
So you can program your robot to do stuff with that.
That robot, like in my mind, it's competing with some of the Pulu robots that are in that same general price range. The Pulu stuff's more expensive, but
I check in YouTube, and there is a lot of people using this McQueen robots in schools and everywhere, you know, because
that's because
they're a little cheaper.
Yeah, that's because they're decent robots and they're cheap.
Very easy to assemble.
And the microbit boards, that's what schools are teaching on now, are those microbit boards.
Yeah.
We're the crazy people that want to put ESP32s on stuff.
Yeah.
Everything needs an ESP32. It doesn't need that.
Yeah.
And in Vicente's case, it needs 2 or 3 ESP32s. Vicente's not even paying attention.
I have to.
We're having too much fun, Vicente.
Yeah. It's better to. So
see, where did you find those numbers at, Jim?
On the internet, it was under concentration crisis at openmarketinstitute.org. I'll show you.
So that's their market share.
Well, then, but they're listing Sprint separately, but those two are combined now, so that'd be a total of 29%.
19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they're still,
That's
I mean,
2018.
Verizon's
Yes.
still
Yeah.
one of the
Well,
larger.
It's head to head with AT&T.
Yeah.
Well, you got T-Mobile plus Sprint. That would be 29% versus 34% for AT&T and 35% for Verizon. So
Yeah. See, I think those percentages have probably changed a bit because I don't know if AT&T is that big anymore. Yeah. See, I might buy that. So I always thought Verizon was bigger, was the biggest. But I didn't realize T-Mobile was that big. So T-Mobile is really trying to compete with Verizon by buying up some of the smaller companies.
Yeah.
They want the customers so they could become big.
Well, there is not much distance.
Mm. Yeah.
Hmm.
The there was another article about ran across about organic solar cells.
I'm seeing that.
Yeah, they're using them. They put them on a hothouse basically, and they it's transparent. They use organic solar cells for the roof instead of glass, and
But
they
this is-
found out the organic solar cells were better than glass as far as using for a hothouse.
There is a living thing there, or it's just
No.
a protein or something?
It's not a living thing. They call it organic, but I guess they're using
Okay, because they use organic molecules. Okay, no life.
Let's see, I think I had a link. I think I put a link to it. Let's see.
Yeah, because you can have like an expression like my solar roof got sick because there is a living thing, but not.
Oh, I'm back.
I can make a generator using a 1,000 squirrel wheels, you know?
All right.
I have enough squirrels here for that.
You have enough squirrels there?
There, so
I thought-
I heard it's a little squirrely out there, but I didn't realize, you know.
I had a coyote in my backyard yesterday.
Me too. I have a couple. My dog want to play with them, but they run every time.
Well, they're after the rabbits.
Yeah.
The question is would it cost more to feed the squirrels than it would just to get the electric?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, in our club, we got enough squirrely things going on around here. Should have a good
Mm.
endless source, it looks like.
You have better efficiency if you use pistachio instead of other nuts.
Oh, okay. We're starting to use chocolate in the meetings, yeah. That seems to attract
Yeah.
a lot of squirrels.
Yeah.
To stay in.
Uh, UCLA was doing that study, huh?
Let's see.
I only caught part of it. It was only on the screen for, for a short time.
You gotta be quick around here. The squirrels will take it off. Yeah, UCLA engineers, yeah, okay. UCLA Samuel Lee School of Engineering. That's probably where Art goes, teaches, huh?
No, that's Southern California.
Oh,
That's
okay.
500 miles away from where I live.
Art doesn't want to go down there.
I don't particularly. I'm not a big fan of Southern California.
Interpol layer of big words that I don't want to say.
That's why we got Art.
But I can't read them. The print's too small for me to read.
Oh. I'm having trouble concentrating for some reason.
Well, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Glad you
Okay,
dropped
take care,
by.
Ken.
Well, see you later, Kenny.
Later.
Take care, Ken.
And that's
Okay,
my
so-
excuse too. I can't see and the letters are too small. Actually, the brain's not big enough.
So
Yeah.
if I caught at least some part of that, it makes the plants grow better, but not necessarily. I'm not sure what they're trying to.
What it does is it filters out some portion of the spectrum
Okay,
that doesn't contribute to the plant growth.
okay,
It filters out the blue end of the spectrum. And it
So
lets the longer wavelength, the red end of the spectrum, pass through. The plants grow better with the red spectrum than with the blue spectrum.
okay.
So-
Well, that now that makes sense. So they're not trying to generate power off of this thing. They're trying to make plants grow better.
But the solar cell, they still generate power off of. The blue end of the spectrum, the blue and UV.
It looked like if you scroll back up a little bit, it looked like they were saying that it wasn't as effective for solar to make energy, but it was making the plants grow better.
Well, it depends on how thick the amorphous silicon in the solar cell is, how much of the blue it cuts off and how much of the red it leaves. So it's a matter of adjusting the filter. But what they've observed
I'm with you.
The plants want the red spectrum. The energy generated by the PN cell in the solar cell is more effective with the blue light. I can't read what it says in there. That is below the resolution of my screen.
Organic solar cells tend to degrade more quickly than inorganic solar cells because sunlight causes them to oxidize and thus lose electrons. The researchers found that the additional Galatone layers stop the other material in the solar cell from oxidizing. That in turn resulted in organic cells maintaining more than 80% efficiency after 1,000 hours of continuous use.
Yeah, 1,000 hours, not very long when it comes to solar cells.
Yeah, yeah. So what you were saying about playing around with the layers and the filters, that's what it sounds like they're doing.
Yep.
Sounds like they're trying to find a good combination between the two.
Also,
Yeah.
they're saying, well, they mentioned in there that reducing the infrared might be a good thing in that it tends to, if you get it too hot, it uses up the water. And by blocking some of the infrared, they use less water. They demand less water and they don't need that much infrared. So it looks like a good story. Looks like they're working on the problems. Of course, we know they're theoretically, if they were made to make me and Art happy, they'd have to tell us the cost of a unit and how many units they're selling. Because we don't believe
Yeah.
till they're shipping, okay?
Well, my guess is that they're probably a long way from shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if their study is only in small batches like that, you'd have to build something bigger to prove to me that it was worth doing. I mean,
Well, one of the advantages of using organic films is there may be efficiencies in manufacturing there.
Cheaper.
In other words, the classic solar cell manufacturing uses some higher temperature processes, whereas
Makes
the
sense.
organic thing may be just, they may be able to just spray it on and let it dry.
that may remember, I don't know if you remember or not, a few years ago, they were talking about solar paint,
Yeah,
painting surfaces. That may be what they're same
yeah.
idea.
If it's an organic process, it's probably like a spray on or a roll on or whatever, and then you dry the water out of it, and
Cost wise, that would be it should be cheaper then, right?
well, yeah, it's a lower energy process. So
And even if you're having to redo it, it should still be cheaper, right?
yeah,
Even
but
if it tends to degrade.
I don't know what the process is. I haven't. Do they have a description of the process in there?
It says something. Well, there may be something in there. You're probably just gonna have to read the article. A lot of big words in this article.
There's a link in the, if you go to your meeting notes and go to that Grand Poobah section, the link is in there.
There's I know, I remember when I heard about the paint, they were calling it paint, solar paint. That sounded pretty exciting to me. So this may be the same sort of deal. Because I could see taking a like a hybrid car or something and painting the roof with solar paint to help keep it charged. That might be cool.
That'd have to be a really efficient solar cell.
Damn. Well, that's when I first read about it, they weren't. It wasn't. But they said they were working on it. I don't remember which college was working on that. I don't think it was in California. I thought it was maybe Michigan. Maybe University of Michigan had it. Yeah, it was a while ago. I'll see if I can hunt that article up. That was back when we were using Google Plus, when Google Plus was still a thing.
So Vicente, your daughter was admitted to Stanford
Yeah. Yes.
for the spring term,
Well,
for fall,
for the next 4 years.
for fall. So
Well,
you're
yes.
gonna be eating peanut butter sandwiches for a while, right?
Maybe.
Hey, Jim, you didn't say time was up.
Yeah.
I didn't get the
I
2-minute
think
warning.
you're getting onto this game, man.
Patty opened the door. That's the only reason why I even looked at the clock.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
must be
she
getting-
announcing dinner or what?
And she must be getting hungry. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So we're virtual next week
Yep.
again.
Next
So-
2 weeks, right?
Next
Yep.
2 weeks, yeah.
Mhm.
So I will adjourn the meeting because I have a feeling
Okay.
something's going on.
Take
And
care.
I'll see everybody next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Come back when you got more time.
Mhm.